What the heck is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another CarswithBen video. Welcome back to Modern Warfare Warzone. This is a slightly different video from what I'm used to putting on my channel. So I thought we were all in lockdown, so I thought, well, why not upload a video that is slightly different? A video that is all about the review of Call of Duty Warzone Vehicles. So if you're interested, feel free to give a like or subscribe, because I'm going to tell you, give you top tips, pros and cons, whether you should use a vehicle or not. And I didn't know really if there's a video like this, but I felt like doing it. And yeah, let's get on with the video. So, starting with number one, the quad bike, or ATV, if you like to call it that. I'm going to call the other one the ATV. The quad bike, as you've just seen, is a great little vehicle for certain parts. It's good from getting from A to B very quickly. So if you're in the centre of town, 100% use it. You'll get a lot of use out of it, and it's pretty good for just getting a very short distance. It's not very fast, which is a con, and it also has a lot of open. Obviously, you are open on a quad bike, so you will be spotted very easily. It's not great for protection, and that is something you need to bear in mind. It's the way I look at it is, use it in the centre of a town, not out in the open. Obviously, if it's the only vehicle you've got, that's a problem, but it is worth bearing in mind when you are using the quad bike, because it can be handy. Obviously, I would naturally try and avoid the quad bike and go for something a bit more protective, as you'll see in a minute, but it is handy, you know, if you're just going from downtown to the stadium, for example, or you're just going across the street, maybe it's handy for that. Alright, moving on, number two, as you can see, the ATV, which I've got here. It is a great vehicle. It really blends in with the army sort of look. It's 4-seaters, you can carry your whole squad around, you've got your whole, all the roll bars, it's great. However, the issue is openness. So pros are you can carry more people and safely. Cons are that you can't have a gun on the back, which is a shame, and you still get hit quite a bit. So it is a bit of a pain, but it's a great vehicle nonetheless. I know that was quite quick, but I'll move on to the Land Rover, or the four-wheel drive car. I will talk about these as we go on. The four-wheel drive car is, I think, the one you want to go for. It's the vehicle that is the most useful. As you can see here, I'm being shot twice, but it still works really well. I think this vehicle is the most protective of the bunch. So out of the 5 I'm going to go through today, this is the most protective, it's the fastest, and it's going to get you there in style, and it is quite cool. It's quite a cool convoy vehicle, so definitely consider using this vehicle over some of the others. Obviously I like it because it's a Land Rover, and you kind of get that sort of coolness when you're driving around in the Warzone, the map. It just sits really well. The vehicle itself is quite good in all terrains, so definitely worthwhile. But because we're moving into the bigger vehicles now, I feel like that's worthwhile using outside of the main centres and only in the sort of countryside areas. So like I said before, the ATV and the quad bike, use those in the city centre, not in the open areas where you might be hit more, especially with space. Which brings me on to my next point, the truck. Now, the truck probably is overlooked because it's a truck and it'll be slow. However, this truck is very... I'm going to prove you wrong here. I'm going to prove you wrong, because this truck is an amazing truck to use if you are going to be transporting a lot of friends or people around. You want to get there in a manner that's going to protect you. And the reason for that is this truck allows a lot of people to prone in the back. So Call of Duty have allowed us to ensure that we can still prone and it will not slide out or glitch, and I think that's a great aspect of the truck. It really is a bit different to the other vehicles. Usually in most games I say no, ditch the truck, but this serves a purpose. It's, you know, you can have one driver and have 3 people sat in the back, and it would be just an amazingly safe way to get about, and no one can really see. You can shoot from the back and it's quite stable. So in that sense, the truck is a pro. It's an amazing vehicle. Con to the truck is that it does have a lot of sound, and that goes for the four-wheel drive car as well. The the two end vehicles I'm showing you here have too much sound, so obviously bear that in mind, and that's why I suggest keeping it out of the city centre. If you are driving around in the city centre, you know, downtown, suburbs, you're going to be spotted a bit more in those louder vehicles. So it is worth, guys, just making sure that those two are kept outside. That's the rule of thumb. Small vehicles in the city centre, big vehicles out in the countryside. And that's sort of the way I see it. Obviously the truck, you won't want to be driving that down the centre of the town anyway. It's too big. Obviously this is all prone to, you know, are you going to be able to find a vehicle? Obviously the main thing. But if you are searching, go for what suits your needs best. I think it's personally my best advice for playing Warzone. And I just really enjoy sort of the different aspects of different vehicles. I think the truck is great. You know, I'm going up into prison here, but you can see that it just works well in these off-road landscapes, as opposed to being, you know, in a quad bike where you might be sniped easily. The truck's just too big for that, so it's definitely a great sort of tool for that. Alright, moving on to vehicle number 5, and that is the helicopter. So that's not a car, it's not a truck, it's slightly different in that it is obviously a helicopter. So the helicopter is, again, it's pros and cons. The helicopter is amazing in that you can go far. So use the helicopter. My top tip would be use the helicopter if you're going to go far. The helicopter really can get you from, you know, one point to a military base, let's say, to the dam quickly if you need it. But other than that, you don't want to be using a helicopter really too much for short distances. That is because it's loud and there's really no need. It's quite a faff to get it going. People are going to spot you, so make sure that you're careful with that. Obviously you can get a full squad in, which is great. You can get 5 people, I believe, in the helicopter, so make sure that, you know, you're ready and you've got a planned trip. You don't want to be messing it up or going the wrong way, so it has to be well thought out if you're using a helicopter. Obviously the pros are you can go on top of a vehicle or top of a building, and that will allow you to get a vantage point, so use it as a sort of vantage tool. Nothing else really. Quick getaway tools are obviously useful in this, and all vehicles across the board will go for that, apart from the truck, I think. So that would be my top tips for the vehicles. So I'll just go over that again, sort of recap. ATV and quad bike, you want to use those in town. Make sure that they are not long journeys, quick journeys, and you'll be able to get there a lot more conveniently. For out of town vehicles, 4-wheel drive and truck, the most protection you'll get offered. To be honest, if you can go for those anyway, they'll give you the most protection. I personally think the 4-wheel drive car is somewhere in the middle is the most useful. It offers you that protection that allows you to drive from, you know, all of the map, and you don't have to worry too much. You can get there pretty quickly as well with speed and handling. But that would be my top tips there for the vehicles. And then the helicopter, of course, use it for very special journeys, not from a short one, because you might as well run. You don't want to attract that attention. But anyway, guys, that's the video today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like rating. I am playing a lot of this right now, and I'm really enjoying it, so I thought I'd do a quick review of the vehicles. And being Cars with Ben, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Peace.